Evening, everyone. How's it going? 9 o'clock. It's a Monday, and it's Talkback with Thane Sophia. No Sophia tonight. She's doing something. She's got some work thing on. So, yeah, that's happening.
There she goes.
Yeah, how are you? Welcome to the show, Benny Mack.
Cheers, buddy. Yeah, bloody marvelous to be here. Proud to be filling in for Sophia. And man, oh man, what day did you say it was?
Is it Monday? Like Monday the 6th or something like that?
Jiminy Christmas. Before you know it, it's going to be Christmas. And the New Year's, it's madness.
Are you got any plans or anything crazy?
Oh my God. I've got to do some Christmas shopping. I'm probably going to go up and visit the iwis up north, see if I don't get an utu put on me. And just try and, just try to live my best life and live my most authentic existence.
Good on you, mate. I love that. You've always got that guy here. I'm slightly hungover, everybody. I had a massive Sunday. I was impersonating a DJ last night in a bar, and it kind of went on. I was supposed to get out of there by 9. I stayed out till about midnight. I regret it. So I apologise if you interrupted. I was full steam ahead. It was crazy. So anyway.
So you were effectively paid to party. You're actually a paid party guy.
Yeah, it's what an honour. And you know what I like about this one is that DJs and I think even musicians are back on stage. It's all back in full swing again. Bars and clubs and venues are actually operating. I know Thirsty Dog, Mythology Lounge, Chapel Bar. There's a lot of bars out there all going for it. So good on you, getting those musicians back in business.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah. Selling piss, mate. That's what it's all about.
Oh, yes.
We've got a band, an act called Lower Bar Collective. They're going to be our special guests. They're waiting in the wings. We've got 3 of them and a possible performance, which is fantastic. So thanks to Selena for organising that. We went stalking through Facebook and also their SoundCloud page. Some interesting, very moody stuff, but we'll get the guys to explain their sound and maybe get them on the instruments. Let's go meet these guys now. Lower Bar Collective, welcome to the show. How's it going?
Yeah, really well. Good.
Do you guys call yourself by your full names, or is it all kind of like LBC? LBC sounds cool.
Yeah, LBC is probably the easier.
Yeah, fantastic. So give yourselves an introduction. Let's go around the room.
Okay, I'll start with me. Malcolm. Mal, play guitar and a lot of effects. We all play a lot of effects, but yeah.
My name's Rob. I play the bass guitar. Keep these 2 guys in check with their guitars.
Excellent.
Yeah, and I'm Matt. So the other guitar. So we counterbalance each other out, and Rob's in the middle. He's the
fantastic. Excellent. So tell me about the sound of the band, guys. I had a listen, and it was extremely moody stuff.
Yeah. No, it's I suppose it's evolved a lot over time. We've been playing together for a long time, and it's kind of landed at a point where that's the sort of atmosphere we like creating together. And yeah.
Fantastic. And you guys, sorry, so were you about to say?
No, we like the improvised nature of it. So a lot of the time we like playing in different places. We played the silos a few times down the bottom of town and art galleries and other venues like that, where it's sort of a different, we like to create soundscapes, kind of different atmospheres and spaces that have different unusual acoustic environments.
Yeah, so good. So like every gig is very unique and different, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, in fact, each time we play a track, it's different. So we sort of stuff evolves as we play. So yeah,
that is pretty cool. So you guys would be so good. Well, you're great, but I mean, you kill it making movie soundtracks.
We'd love the chance to try.
Yeah. Contact us if you're after one. But yeah, no, a lot of the bands that we enjoy also end up moving on to those sort of doing soundtrack work. So yeah, we'd love to do it.
So how many, with your songs when you start out, how much is just you're creating an original as you go, or are you playing an actual number? How does that work?
Most of the ones now are improvised or pretty much new from the start to finish.
Yeah.
When I think we started out, we had a few that we kind of knew how they started, and they would be a little bit similar at the beginning. So the first few minutes would be similar, and then it would take it in a different direction. Now I think more of the latest stuff is improvised from start to finish. Yeah, and even recording, we're starting to. Most of the recording is improvised as well.
Yeah. What about the it's kind of darkish. The stuff I listen to is quite darkish, which is quite good. Do you have a happy song in the repertoire?
No. Is it?
They all kind of end up sort of ambling along in the same sort of space, I suppose. A few minor chords in there. And we like the dynamic sort of changes that sort of fit that sort of emotion, which is quite cool. Which, back to the movies and the soundtrack sort of effect, we found that that's a really good combination. So we have another colleague who's part of the collective who has made some short films that we often project up into dark spaces when we play. And that really, it's a great combination in terms of the mood.
Yeah, I really like it. And so when's your next gig?
Well, we haven't even really thought about that. We're just saying that we just put out a Christmas album, and we haven't really played together since then. And that was when did we record that? Probably 6 months ago. Maybe something like that.
We were probably very organised for Christmas because it was the last time we played, we recorded it. So to be at the point where we recorded a Christmas album, then got through 100-something days of lockdown, and now we're here at the end of it. It's worked out pretty well.
So this is the first time we've played together since lockdown finishes, which it's been really fun actually, just getting together in the last half hour or so. Playing some music. It's been really good.
Hey, with this performance part, I'd love to. Can you play anything from the Christmas album? That'd be amazing. Or is that a bit tough?
We could play something else.
Yeah. Look, I'm up to hearing anything. To be honest, I'm digging it. But yeah, can we have a listen so we can get the idea?
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, we'll crack into it.
Guys, okay, that'll be perfect. I've got just Benny's here. What did you want to share there, Benny? Sorry.
Of course, these guys can play fucking anything. These guys are obviously improv performance geniuses. We're going to see that here today from start to finish. I'm excited. Getting on top of like a Christmas album and doing that. Genius. I mean, there's a lot of other opportunities throughout the year, Easter and Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, Father's Day, Waitangi Day. There's a lot of, you could be.
Yeah, we could be.
I want to see that
album. Band.
Fantastic.
Yeah, all you need to do is, sign a deal with Cliff Richard, and mate, you guys can go all the way.
Okay, let's take it away, fellas. The LBC real live performance. I can't wait. Wow, fantastic! That was awesome, guys.
High quality entertainment.
Yeah. Hey, the messages were good too. We had one. This is the sound of the future drones that will monitor your great grandchildren's sky.
That's from our resident conspiracy theorist.
Yeah. What else we got here? Jacinda Lockdown, the Pink Floyd vibe. It does have a vibe of Pink Floyd, doesn't it? But more than that, that's great.
Oh, yeah.
And I reckon it'll do a hell of a lot for marijuana sales. I mean, that is just fantastic.
Yeah. We get that a bit.
Yeah, we get that a lot.
Yeah.
Various types of traffic.
Yeah. Depends where you play.
What is your audience like? Are they coming for a night out? Like, because you're offering an experience, aren't you? Really, it's art.
Yeah. We have played different places, haven't we? But ultimately, it is probably either a performance space or like a gallery type space.
Yeah, we've tried to play just your Friday night pub scene, and after a while, you realise that no one's really getting what they want.
Yeah, we have to either turn it up really, really loud, or we just don't hear any of the subtlety. So that hasn't worked. But we have done a few, just like a more performance type venue, like a wine cellar or something like that. It's worked well.
I'll tell you where I'd like to see you perform. Kelly Carlton's.
Yeah,
that would be the one.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, I think that'd be great. That's the sort of place that we'd love to have a go at.
Yeah, absolutely. Is there a community of are you Auckland or New Zealand's only version of what you guys are doing, or are there other groups out there as well?
Probably a big shout out to there is a bit of a community called Vitamin S, which is associated with the Audio Foundation up on K Road there.
Yeah, sort of off Pitt Street. Yeah, so there's a bit of a sort of an experimental music type community, and there's a few bands around. We don't have drums obviously, but like bands like Jacob do a similar kind of atmospheric thing there a little bit. I mean, they're quite different in some ways, but there's a few instrumental bands in that sort of vein.
Absolutely, I think it's bloody good. Excellent.
Bloody marvelous sound. Oh, beautiful sound. High energy. The sound takes you on a journey. The music envelops your mind. You know what? These guys have got it. Dag nabbit. And I'm going to back them 100%. They got it, whatever it is. They got it in spades. Without a doubt in my mind, I was exported out of my body to a place of light, dark, and energy.
Fantastic. Well, good on you. I like it because it's very relaxing too. I mean, you wouldn't want to be standing around so much. You guys are doing all the standing. You want to really be sitting to enjoy this stuff.
Yeah, and that happens. That happens a bit. Sometimes people lie right down.
Sitting or lying. Those are the two main options.
Yeah, fantastic. Now, you guys do. Who does the spoken word? Because I read something. Someone's doing. Is it spoken word?
Yeah, he's not here tonight.
Right.
That's AK. He's down country.
Yeah, Andrew Killick.
Yeah, he's sort of our mixed media guy. He does the short films that have associated a lot of the music that we play.
Yeah.
So he does a lot of poetry, which is sort of the spoken word connection. Yeah, he writes a lot. He's sort of maybe he's more multi-talented than we are. We're quite one-dimensional. He brings everything else.
Yeah, so. I love it. But you know what? Wow. What are the visuals like when you are on stage performing? You got I see a lot of white light or something, and then I think it's cool how you guys have got the guitars and just you literally stand there. I think it's awesome. Everyone's going for like being like very high energy performance type stuff. I like it. It's so relaxed and laid back.
Yeah. I agree, Thane. I agree. I was walking down the street the other day, and I was outside the front of the music store, and there was a drum kit, and it was on one of those little low risers, and it was turning really slowly. That's what I sort of see for you guys. You're just sort of there, but you just on the stage, just turning really slowly.
Yeah. That would be helpful if there was a podium that spun us. Yeah. So we didn't have to move.
Each one of you's on a separate podium, you know.
Yeah. Like the mechanical
yeah. We'll make it happen. We know pull down at the railway. They've got that stuff.
How did you guys find each other? Like, how did you all come together? What's the story of this LBC getting together?
We've been playing music for a long time through friends of friends when we were younger.
Since we were sort of teenagers. We used to play like you sort of say, talk about happy music. We used to play in a very happy pop rock style band, and it sort of just evolved. We've just got the happiness has just drifted downwards over the years.
Well, I think we got to a point where we wanted to play a certain style of music just for ourselves, and we were getting sort of caught up in trying to write stuff that other people liked, and then we decided that we'll play for ourselves, and it's been really fun, and the music's not to everyone's taste, but we have a great time, and people enjoy it when we play, so
Well, I like seeing something new, and I think that's the interest from my point of view, and I'm at that pace of what you guys are putting out. I know there's only so many times people are going to do a Bliss cover from the Dudes, or I'm over pub rock, and so something that's new and arty is I can dig it. So I think you guys are doing some great stuff. So Christmas, run me just through that album, because you mentioned a second ago that was a new release. It's just been released. Those people just joining us, explain Christmas and how your sound fits to that. Or was that just an ironic name?
No, it's not quite ironic, really.
Well, I think we always wanted to do a Christmas album because we like Lowe had an album out, Christmas album, and we've always wanted to do one. And we've talked about it, but never really got around to.
Yeah, so it's a sort of like I think we had some Christmas Carol books sitting on the table when we were playing, and so there's occasionally we get close to the carols, but it's sort of deconstructed. It's most people who have heard the album can't hear any of the Christmas Carol tunes. We can hear them occasionally, but other people can't.
It was a different sort of idea to work to just a slight level of structure, which it ended up coming off really well, and we were really stoked. Often we sort of get to the end of what we do and we sort of go, well, we can move on from that. But it sort of stood the test of time for us with repeat listens, and we've had some appreciative comments, which we always love. So it's been really good.
Excellent. Hey guys, do you have one more track in you, or how do you feel about that?
Yeah, absolutely.
We thought we could just make something up on the spot.
Yeah. Or just make something up. It'll be perfect.
That's what we're going to do.
Yeah, awesome. Let's do it. Excellent. That was awesome. Well, I can't wait to come and see you guys live. How about you, Benny? I'll definitely be at a gig.
That was extraordinary. That was, in fact, extreme phenomenal. Phenomenon and extreme phenomenon.
Yeah.
To be honest, I got to tell you guys, I turned off the studio lights. I actually blacked out.
Yeah, that's the way to go.
For a moment there. I felt like my body was floating through endless space, or was I falling into the light, into the dark, and in an instant, like, I was transported into another wormhole, stitched into space-time, endless versions, endless possibilities, the widest expanse of space, a window into the solar system.
Oh, man. That's great.
We'll have to get a transcription of that.
Yeah. There's a net review on the album cover or something.
Yeah. Might need a relatively small print, but yeah, put it all on.
I literally just had an aneurysm.
Yeah,
a good one. A good one.
I was going to say, you could do our marketing up until there, probably.
Yeah. What would you do? Where would you start if you were to make a music video for one of your tracks? I mean, because
In the dark.
Yeah, so I mean, we have done, like as you said, like Andrew Killick, who's part of the group. He's done some videos for us that we have set to music. Some old Russian sci-fi material, and then like nature. Water coming in on a beach. What are some of the other ones?
You can one of the cool tools we have is this video synth, it's called, and basically it puts a layer of fuzz and old sort of static over the top of anything. So you could pretty much take a picture of anything you like and then put that over the top of it and just fade in the fuzz. And that just would probably make anything appropriate, really.
Yeah, that's very cool. I was thinking during that track that, have you ever seen a cruise ship coming in, docking? I reckon that'll make a good video for it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Just the bubbles, it moves quite slow. It's very intense. And, when it comes in. Anyways, hey, but thank you very much. I really appreciate talking to you guys tonight. Lower Bar Collective, the LBC. And you are on Facebook, so we can join you on Facebook. You guys got any other social accounts? SoundCloud?
Probably Bandcamp. So at the moment, sort of Bandcamp and Facebook, and we're just in the process of all the Christmas album and our other albums are just coming up. It's going to be coming up on Spotify and music and things too. So
what else? Sorry, I'll let you finish your plug there.
No, that's all right. But,
sorry, I had to cut you off in the middle of a plug.
Yeah, Bandcamp is the best place at the moment.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah, brilliant. I sort of thought that was sort of like some interterrestrial shit just then that happened. I think someone needs to alert NASA and maybe someone at Cape Canaveral can look into it. Obviously, I was trying to see aliens. I couldn't see a damn thing, but I heard a lot. And what I could hear, that it sounded like planets. It actually sounded like the sound of the solar system. I don't know how you guys did it. Were you guys talking to aliens again?
It's got a solar system effect pedal.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh man.
All right.
These sound engineers, they know what they're doing.
They still do. Thank you very much for your time, guys. Really appreciate it tonight.
Thank you. Everybody enjoyed it.
Okay. See you soon. Bye-bye. Yeah, well, that was good. I like interesting and I like different and I like those guys. And I see, weirdly, I see a great performance. Just 3 or 4 of them on stage hanging out.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's kind of like arena music. I'd call that sort of stadium music. Kind of like, do you remember the boiler room at Mount Smart Stadium, I think that if you wedged them in between a couple of big international acts, people would just get the chance to sort of reassess their priorities, maybe figure out what they've where they've gone wrong in life, maybe where they're headed. And so by the time that next fucking big international feature act comes up, you're ready to get transported. You walk out of there basically like a, those Easter Island fucking you walk out there with a big ass head because you've pretty much just been dominated by the sound. You thought you created the sound. Obviously, it wasn't you as the artist. Read your mind.
Well, I like it because it's not pop and it's not R&B and it's not that. Everything is so upbeat and glossy. And these guys are out there making art and it's industrial and ethereal and spacey.
It is spatial, and I can just sort of imagine it in sort of like say if we shut down Waterview Tunnel, right? And sort of pumped it, had this sort of them playing at one end, pumping it down the tunnel, and we had live cameras on them, and you had people down the other end just sort of feeling it a kilometer away. Like, what is this sort of umbilical sound, underground umbilical sound? It's a hell of a name. No one's done it before. It's a thing. But yeah, I mean, we got the longest comment in the world from our interesting guy, David J. O'Connor. We'll probably look up into that. We'll probably maybe explore more into that in the next hour, unless you want to broach it now. But it looks like it's about.
I'll leave it to you. It's one I will never read. I don't know. Yeah. Who the hell Savvy Boy is?
Skim read it now, and
can you just tell me what's about so I don't have to read it?
Yeah, I think it's like some sort of an essay that he's written. Yeah, I can't remember. It's incredible. Chances are he's been sort of involved in some sort of online scam. Hopefully, it works out well for him, but quite possibly it might be a problem. We're not really too sure, but it looks like he's been involved in some sort of flood damage. I don't know if that was recently or in the past. He's been traveling around. He's gone all over the place, and he's been disappointed by the closure of Waiwera, as we all are. Something's gone out about some property down the line, and there's also something about a similar sized property that was purchased, and there was also an Arnold doll that's been purchased. So maybe we'll get into that. I don't really know what kind of that doll is, but we actually had him show some of his motorized kittens that he's got in his house there. You know how he's a bit of a collector. We can't call him a hoarder because that is a degradable term, and that's actually that's part of the terms of service where you can't actually discriminate minority groups. So if you're a hoarder, we call you a collector or a treasurer. That's kind of the official term, because you can say kind of like what you want to be on the beach, Thane, a bit of a treasurer. Hey, I was down in JCar this morning, and funnily enough, and I went in there, and they've got entry level, beepers, beach scanners, metal detectors for around $179.
Well, that's pretty good. Decent price.
I mean, that's an entry level. I mean, it's not chicken feed. I don't know what they've got down JCar here, but hang on, that's not JCar, that's JB Tech. Oh, hang on, that's Battle of the Tech Stores. Have you heard about the Battle of the Tech Stores?
No, I haven't. I haven't read about it yet. What is it?
And it's horrible. It's terrible. It's all to do with this damned segregation that's happening in this country these days. You know, the two-class systems. The have-nots, the tech illiterate, and the fucking technophiles. It's sad, isn't it? You've got all these sort of people that don't even know how to upload a prepaid, let alone what the difference between a Nokia 3310 and a smartphone is. But basically what it is, if you want to go at PB Tech, you got to be fully vaccinated. But if you want to go to JCar, you're fine. You just rock on in.
I tell you what I want. I want to see some motorized cats. I think we've got a caller here. Hello, caller. Welcome to Talkback. Who's that? Recap.
It's David. Dave. That was an old text. That was an old email I sent my brother about after he bought the Arnold doll a week after that, because it was the camera I wanted.
Okay. Have you got any
treasures? That was a note to my brother in America.
Right. Have you got
that
any
wasn't
treasures?
A scam. It wasn't a scam.
Have you got any treasures that you could show us from your treasure hoarding thing?
Will you want them if I show you them?
No, I won't want them.
Oh, I'll show you something. Here's something.
Yeah, he's quite protective about these kittens there, Thane.
I'm not selling. This is very valuable to me.
Yeah. Yeah, he's made it quite clear that he's not willing to sell any of his possessions.
Such as the way of the treasure.
Some people are quite attached to their possessions. It's consumerism. Consumerism.
Thank you. Recap. That's good.
Just a sec. I'll show you the front cover.
Yeah, you showed that initially, and we do like it. It is very nice. Chuck Berry, of course. Now, the motorized kittens, you know what we're talking about, the cats that meow. Where are the meow cats?
The Chuck Berry the guy used to take a dump on tables. He used to get into the poo play. I think with prostitutes.
Pardon?
Chuck Berry apparently was highly sexual.
Do you want me to put it on?
No, thanks.
Chuck Berry was highly what? Thane, I couldn't hear you.
Highly sexual, very highly sexually charged.
Yeah, he was amazing, wasn't he?
Absolutely. Now, are you handy by the cats? You know, the ones we were talking about, the ones that take the AA batteries, and that they, you know, the robot cats.
The what those motorized cats.
Yeah, buddy, the motor cats.
One was actually talking. One came back to life a few months, about a week. Came back to life for about a day. Again, and then it went back to sleep again.
Can we just see them?
That's the thing about motors, is that you can start and stop them. Now they just need fuel. Where's the motor cat? Bring it out. Because I'm thinking we might be able to call up PP Tech and get them to get a couple more out. Because I'm on the phone with them. See, it's up here behind me.
Get what?
Motor cats.
Oh, it's the fucking cats.
Do you want my ones, or do you want to get your own ones?
We just want to see them. We just want to see.
Okay, I'll show you. I'll look for it.
Okay. Thanks, Jake.
Yep.
We just want to show them like it's some sort of a little concept. Thane's in his life, he'd probably be perpetuated by them, you know, whether that's a word or not. He tell us, you do the maths, the science. He's looking, you know what happens? He loses these items. Now, that's why he bought two.
Oh, here, I got it. Found it. Here it is.
Two. Oh, here we go. Let's go. Yeah. Actually adorable.
Can I ask why you have them?
Because I like the look of. They're nice on display. Look, they can go on shelves and they look nice. They're big eyes. I like their eyes. Yeah, I like their eyes.
They're aesthetically pleasing to you, aren't they?
Yeah.
So it's an aesthetics thing. Like our last act was a visual scape. You're more like the big eye animated cute cat. Hey, can't real cat. They're like.
But look at their eyes again. Look at those eyes and the mouth, the nose.
Huge.
Yeah.
The tongue.
The tongue and the nose and the eyes.
So
look at those
what
blue
do we need
eyes.
to do, buddy? Do you want me to bring you over some AA batteries and we'll get these things fired up?
Fire them up.
No, I actually think one of them works. I don't think it needs switch. I just want to see if there's a switch.
Yeah, give her a bit of a tickle.
This is what I don't understand is that you'll go, can we see the cats? We want to see the cats, and you go, wait a minute, I just got to find them. But the cats were right there in front of you.
There's two of them. I can only find one at the moment.
Oh,
I think this is the one that doesn't work.
Okay, somewhere.
All right, well, let's see. Someone wants to buy them off you.
Hang on, I'm going to see if I can get a real cat. Wait on, guys. Hold the line. Okay, I'll be back.
I can only sell one that works. I'll see what sort of battery it takes. I only sell the one that I've got, that I find.
All right, does it do anything, or it doesn't work? I like how that you like them. I like that you like them because they look cute and then just sit there looking at you.
Yeah, I like them.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a switch. I don't actually think there's a switch. It's hard to see.
Okay.
Well, hang on, there's a switch. Is there a switch?
How long have you had this for?
About 2 years.
2 years. I think we've got a real cat. Let's have a look. Let's cross the real cat. We've got a real cat here. Wow. Okay. Benny Mack has brought the real cat in. Benny, what's the cat's name? Give us the details.
This is Blackie.
Blackie.
Yeah, this needs a new battery.
Hey, look, you're missing the real cat.
Okay, come on.
Blackie.
This cat's got real sharp claws.
Let's see. Oh, hello. Is it your cat?
Look at those eyes.
Is it a real cat?
Yeah. This be a real.
Put my cat on. Put my cat on.
Yeah. Your cat is your cat working?
I want your cat to see my cat.
Look, there's another cat there, Blackie. Baby. Yeah, I've just let her jump down.
See, let
It was
him
sort of
see it.
awkward trying to
Let him
hold
see
her
it.
like
Let him see it. Let him
Trust
see
me,
it.
she's
It looks
so.
like
She's gone, I think, mate. You missed your cat opportunity. Are you taking bids on that cat, by the way? Someone wants to pay $199 first bid.
how much?
No, but we are willing to have more
Does
kittens.
someone want 199 for this?
No, 65 for yours first bid.
65. All right, I can give you this for and you can sell it for whatever you want and get it for it.
Okay.
Cat's gone.
What did he put in that cat's mouth?
Did not feed the cat. Oh, what? This freaking counterfeit
Dave.
cat.
Recap, Dave. What did he put in
That's
that cat's
right. I feed it with water. I give it water.
Yeah, okay, buddy. I take your word for it.
And I
You
give
actually
it
feed
milk.
it
I give
water.
it milk and
Oh my
I give it
gosh.
milk and water. I give it milk and water.
Right, sure you do.
Cats, I don't think you meant to feed cats milk. I think that's just kind of like an old story, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
a myth, like kind of like you feed like a mouse cheese.
I think
And,
Dave knows what is. Dave's being very suggestive with this cat.
But you always say what I feed it.
Yeah. I
no,
asked what you put in its mouth.
Pardon?
Because
What was that, Thane?
He's a very innocent. He's a very innocent guy. And so recap, Dave, man.
What did Thane say?
how's
I didn't hear Thane. What was Thane saying? I didn't hear it.
so,
Thane?
what?
What did he say?
I said, do you put your nothing?
No, you can say it. I won't be embarrassed.
I'm not going to say it.
Have you ever made love to the cat?
Don't be stupid.
Okay, so we're going to move right along. How's this traffic light system going for you, my guy? Have you got your pass? You all passed out?
Pardon?
Have you got your fucking pass? Have you got your 19 pass? You know, the one where they let you go and actually do something.
Yeah, I have. I've got it. Do you want to see a copy of it?
Yes, please.
No, it's all right. I'll take you. Yeah, okay. Thane wants to. I've actually got a scanner. Right. Hold it up to the fucking thing. I've got the machine. I can actually check people to see if they're legit.
I've got a print of one.
Okay, well, I've got my verifier.
He's got a verifier.
Let's cross over to my verifier because I've got that all teed up. So I'm ready to scan you. Either way, I'm gonna know more about you than you do about yourself. Okay, crossing over to you, my guy.
Hang on.
Hold the QR code up to the thing because I need to check your authenticity. And did you get it sent to you in the post?
Right, hold it up.
No, my friend printed it out for me, and I've got it on my phone as well.
Okay, and this is just role playing. I'm not actually trying to get Gestapo on him. Okay, hang on.
We just keep holding it up.
Hold it right there. Wait. Angle it back a bit. It's a little bit dark, mate.
I'll get the torch. I'll get the torch on.
It looks a
torch,
bit
I'll
fake.
get the light. Sick.
Yeah, okay, buddy. Okay, so at this stage, this is what we encounter all the time at the pubs and clubs and up here at PB Tech. We've got these guys coming in. They've got a crumpled piece of paper that they've probably had sitting on. They've already been sitting on the bus all day, fighting on it. We've got to try and check that paper. Hopefully, it's got no 19 on it. Okay, let's do this. We've got light. I'm going to quickly cut between the wide and the close-up. And here we go. Okay, yeah.
Look back
a bit, little buddy.
Back it up.
Yeah, there's good. It's a bit dark and blurry. Okay, so we encounter these kinds of guys.
I'll just clean this.
Can you turn your phone sideways, like the phone that you're filming on? Can you turn that sideways?
I'll just clean the camera. I've cleaned the camera.
Yeah. Okay. Angle it up to the ceiling. Okay. Angle it up to the ceiling a bit to catch more light. Angle it back a bit, boss.
Pull it back.
Okay, fuck it. No, you're not coming in the club, mate. No.
Yeah, just a sec.
No, you
No
can't
side,
come in
no
this
side.
club, buddy.
No.
Oh, sorry, mate. Sorry, mate. You can't come in the club, buddy, because
tonight.
our scanner's not working on your
Do
shit.
it now. Do it now.
Okay, hang on. One more chance, buddy. Look, turn your phone sideways. The phone that is recording this footage, because you've got it put portrait mode, okay? So if you can turn the phone that you're connected to Restream with on its side, it'll make the whole image better. It's blurry.
You turn your phone sideways, for fuck's
He
sake.
ignores people, eh? That's why I don't let him on much, because he ignores
How do you
us.
turn it sideways?
Just like this, mate.
Sideways.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Okay, now you've got a better chance now, okay, my guy? Make sure that the paper has got light on it, because you're holding it in the shade and it's soft. It's blurry, okay? And, yeah, I mean, do you want to get in or not? Okay, here we go. I'm going to talk you in. Look, I doubt this is going to work, but I'm going to give it my damnedest.
Pull it down a little bit more.
No,
No.
I think the compression's really fucking with it,
Right.
guys.
Okay.
And you haven't got much. Oh, you have got a bit of light on it. Yeah. Hang on, just bear with me, my guy. Oh, that's good. Hold it right there.
That's it.
No, I think the QR code's too complex, isn't it? Okay, that's probably Oh, you've got your camera on mirror, bro. So your QR code is back to front, because your camera setting is set to mirror.
Oh,
Really...
how do I turn the camera around?
Go to cog. If you go into the cog, which is the third button across on the right, go into there, and there will be a setting under camera, and you'll go to video, and then it says mirror camera. You want to deselect that if it's selected, because I believe it is, my guy. Hey, he takes criticism and tutoring, wasn't he? And if you use a little bit of force, if you apply a bit of pressure.
Yeah.
Mm.
Look at him lying back on that bed, smuggling.
I know he's a little bit too laid out for my liking, but I sort of, I give him benefit of the doubt because he is our only caller.
When was the last time you wore makeup? Recap.
I've turned off mirror.
Okay, let's go and try and see if we'll let you in. Okay, no, yes, you did. You did. Okay, put your phone to the side again so that it looks like landscape. So the phone that is filming needs to be, tip the phone over again. Tip the phone on its side, so that, there we go. Okay, this is great. This might work. You might get into the club. Okay, and keep it on its side. Yeah, there. Now hold up the QR code. This is your chance to get in, my guy. Hold up the QR code. Make sure it's got light on the QR code, and move your right hand away from the lens. This guy really wants to get in.
He's so desperate.
This guy really likes fucking dance music. Okay, guy, you're gonna need to hold it. Yeah, there. Hold it about there. Can you straighten it out at all? Yeah. I don't know if tonight's your night to party. Okay, one more time. Yeah, hold it up. I'm patient as hell, because Yeah, there you go. Good. Bring it in. Jog it in. Hold. Here you go. I don't know what to tell you.
I'll just try and get more light on it.
I hate to tell you, but
do it now.
Maybe tonight's not your night, my guy. Okay, dude, this is really this is that sort of high quality content that people pay a lot of money to see. Thank God it's a free show.
You shouldn't be doing the lying down. Maybe
that's blurry. Yeah, that's blurry.
Sit up,
Yeah,
baby.
he's a bit lazy attempt, isn't he? He really wants it, but he doesn't want to put in all the effort. He just sort of wants to fuck it up 20 times. I like this guy though. This is funny. I mean, if you've got enough patience to see the humor in it, it can be fun. Otherwise, I see how it could be quite fraught with sort of pain. Okay, hold it nice and steady there. Yeah. Okay, just hold the line. Okay, we're going to come back to you after the end of the show.
Thanks.
Okay, I mean, fuck, what a show, you know?
Oh, yeah.
A whole hour just like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I was trying to get his code working for probably, it felt like the last 45 minutes. It was probably only about 3 minutes, but man, oh man, the compression sucks. I think his pass has expired. He's going to need a booster before we let him back in, or maybe we should just sort of, what's it called? PCR snozzle schwazzle him right there at the front door and let him know in 15. It'll be quicker than even printing out an A4 on a fucking laser printer.
Well, you've got some regulars lining up. Have a great little show, mate. And I'm back tomorrow full of vigor and energy. Yeah.
Beautiful thing.
All the best, eh? See you soon.
Thank you kindly.
Bye.
Sayonara. All right. How are we going? Just got to reset this graphic. Let me know if the graphic is still up. Let me know if the graphic is up or not, because I tell you, I clicked it accidentally, and you know what happened last time. It was up for about 45 minutes. All right. Is the graphic still up? I can see it at my end, and I can tell you it's a sight for our eyes. I'm highly offended. I hope you're not. We are live on the channel. I'm just going to quickly take a look-see here on the feed. Boom. I believe we are live. Yeah, no, the fucking thing's up. Yeah, let me click this again. This is sort of like a key sort of failure in the system. So I am acknowledging the key system failure. Hopefully that's cleared. I'm just going to do a reset. I'll be back momentarily, folks. All right, these graphics are a damned nightmare. I'm just going to start deleting them because I can. I appreciate you for sticking around. My name is Benny Mack, and this is another episode of Talking Smack with Benny Mack. It's the usual thing we do on the evening. If you want to call in, we have got open line, and what I think I can do is delete the last part. Oh, hang on. Yeah, maybe it's done now. Click on that. Hopefully you won't need to use your email to sign in. You should be able to click on through just by selecting a username. Is my mic working? Yeah, hang on. Switch it over to the correct damn air, because I tell you, I need to make sure that this is down, and sometimes I switch it up like that. That's not ideal for the broadcast now. Yep, we have made that available in the chat. I'm going to go across, copy it up. What a extremely enjoyable broadcast and performance that we've had on tonight's show. Now, I mean, have you had problems scanning your passport, your Vax pass? Because I tell you, apparently that's what's happening out there right about now. The Vax passes are scuffed. People are tripping out. They're thinking, man, oh man, how do I get into this damned place? Because, maybe they haven't got a phone. There's people out there that can't afford no phone. Ain't that a sad thing? What do we need to get them? Do we need to get them our Dunn phones? You know, maybe our Dunn needs to front up and get a stack of good, like entry-level Samsung Android phones. Put on the her own OS. What we'll do is we'll create her own OS in Linux. It'll be an Ardern phone, much like the Obama phone. And yeah, underprivileged peoples will have access to the Ardern phone. I mean, I've just got to make a disclaimer. PB Tech has not endorsed this product. So I'm going to have to promptly remove the graphic. Please bear with me. I'm going to switch it up to this sort of uptown condo. How are we looking on the... How's the lighting looking? We can even... Look at that. I can sort of make it darker, lighter, like that. What's happening at your end? I mean, man, oh man. We're live. Do you agree, disagree? Well, you can talk back, because we'll be taking live video talkers from now, from 10 till 11. And as Bomber says, after 10, it gets a little bit blue. And it sometimes does. And I'm not here to necessarily apologize for that or make excuses about that. But it is your opportunity to get in here, share your opinion. What are your thoughts? There was a huge protest in Newmarket on the weekend. Were you caught up in that? Was that a problem for you? Were you in the damn protest itself? Were you one of these ones fighting for what's right, for what they believe is right? So, you know, give us your opinion. We want to hear it. I'm eventually broadcasting on YouTube, okay? We've got this live broadcast that you're watching now, broadcasting across the multiverse, you know? I mean, what does it mean? Shout out to the Talkback with Thane Sophia page on Facebook. Representing, that is going off. Why don't y'all, usually I drive people over to my YouTube channel. You're welcome to go there. We've got people there. But man, oh man, Talkback with Thane Sophia's page and on the Thane Kirby page going off tonight. So many places to watch the broadcast. You can watch it on the Chapel Bar and Bistro page. Believe it or not, Talkback with Thane and Sophia on YouTube. There's people in there watching it right now on YouTube. Talkback with Thane and Sophia on that channel. Subscribe to the Talkback with Thane and Sophia channel. We've also got people watching on Twitch. Shout out to our Twitch viewers. Type up in the chat if you're on Twitch, because I'm doing shout outs right now. Poyo watching on YouTube. I appreciate you. I appreciate one and all for coming through, getting involved. This is interactive live talk. What does that mean? What does it all mean? Have you ever found yourself thinking and questioning your very existence? But what does it all mean? Let me just have a quick look at my exposure here on the green screen. What does it all mean? Let's discuss it. Let's discuss what it all means and more on tonight's broadcast. I went shopping. I likes going shopping. I did a bit of summer clothes shopping today, and I tell you, I got some deals. I got some absolute deals today, guys. Out of control. Do you guys remember the old school New Balance brand? Well, man, people say that I'm out of control, but I tell you, I've found a whole New Balance, and I'm making it work for me. And hey, we've got a caller. It's of course our one and only Recap Dave. I'm going to bring him through. Hey, Davey, yeah, but can you turn your phone the other way, or do you like using it that way? Is it a better interface? Let's find out. How you going, buddy?
Hi, I've just got you on a screen. I've got two videos. I've got a video you playing at the time. Remove it.
Right. Are you doing some sort of multi-share sort of platform configuration?
Right.
Caller. Yeah, caller, do you copy? Okay, unfortunately, we are having a slight audio technicality there. I don't know what it is. Apparently, he's running multiple operating systems on the same phone. Maybe he's doing that multi-screen thing where you double-click and split screen it. I don't know. Let's go and check back with him. Yo, Dave, how's your audio sounding, my guy?
Hang on a sec. Can you see me now?
I can see you and I can hear you loud and clear. What are your plans?
I had you playing. I had you playing on the video at the same time as there were two screens on. There was a screen of you. It was confusing me because you were talking on delay and everything, and I couldn't hear the real
Oh my
thing.
God. You're trying to multitask. You're doing a hell of a lot at the same time. I see what you're doing there. It's impressive. You know how to use the tech, and well, you're doing well for yourself. What can I say? And as far as the vaccine pass goes, it was a bit blurry at my end. Unfortunately, I believe it was the codec, the encoding.
Yeah, it
But
was.
either way.
So, if I had on my phone, if you got it off my phone, would it have been better? Was it the way it was printed? Do you think?
Well, you could email it to me, couldn't you? If you wanted, I could send you
No,
an
I've
email.
got
You could email it to me.
scan on my other phone. I've got another phone, and I've got the scan on my phone. Do you think if you took it off my phone, it would be better?
Yeah, well, if you sent the phone to me, and then I could scan it on my end.
No, I
on
can send
on
you a
my
picture
screen.
of. I can
Yeah,
send you a
that's what I'm saying.
picture of it.
That
Send the
could be a
phone to
possibility.
you. What? I won't send the phone to you. I'll just send you a
No,
picture
not
of.
the phone. Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, when I meant you could send it to me, I didn't mean like go down to the local courier or the post office.
I thought that's what you meant.
Get a one of those little boxed bubble wrap. Get the address where I'm at. Write out the address. Pay for the postage. Hand it to the post lady. She
Well,
puts
I
it
have
into
to pay
the
for the
bag.
postage as well.
It gets picked up by the postman. He drives. It gets sorted at the mail center. It gets sent out to the distribution hubs. From the distribution hubs, it goes out to the local communities, and from there, it gets split up to streets and suburbs. At that point, it trickles down. That would take a matter of days. We don't have days. We're live now, my guy. I could send you an email address in the private chat on here, and you could fire that document through. I could scan the authenticity at my end. I could evaluate your vaccination status. I could see if you're vaccinated enough to work with us.
Yeah. You could.
Because we don't discriminate on people's vaccination status, although you must be vaccinated to come in here, otherwise you're not welcome.
Yeah.
You're watching the restream, aren't you, you son of a bitch? You're getting confused.
No,
you don't know
I'm
what's
going to
happening.
get it from the other phone because it's only on one phone. So the one I'm talking on.
Confusion. Utter confusion. It's kind of like a misnomer. He's trying to do two things at once, and he's failing to do either well.
Just a sec. I'm just gonna get this going.
Wow. So he's telling me to stop doing anything on a live talkback that I'm the host of when he's the guest, so that he can tell me to stop, so he can do literally nothing. Those are the kind of callers we're dealing with here, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Recap, Dave. You've just called twice. How are you doing this? Now you've got two. You're calling in on two devices. You're a fucking satanic. You're a satanic worshipper, because you're doing all kinds of ungodly things on around sort of multiple devices. Now that's kind of tricky. How many phones have you got on you?
2 phones.
It seems like you've probably got a few more. Now, did you lawfully buy these phones? Do you have plans? Did you unlock them? Are they under your name? Are they burner phones? What I need you to do is put one phone on the left of your head, one phone on the right of your head, and then just start doing like erratic moves, because we're actually going to create a 3D effect. Okay.
Yep.
Just gonna. Okay, you've done well. You have done. That's kind of like how 3D movies are made. What they do is they use multiple cameras. They scan the area, and I don't know what's more horrifying, 2 recap days or just the one, but either way, he is live, and we're bringing you live podcasting. And what would you say to anyone that wants to get involved and be part of the broadcast there, Dave? Have you any opinion?
Yeah.
Okay, well, feel free to share it now. You are live on the air. Share your opinion with us about the broadcast. Why do you enjoy calling in?
Oh, because I like it.
Do we treat you with dignity? Do we treat you with enough dignity for you to call in?
Yeah, you treat me. Yeah, you gave me a good time. This is quite amazing. See 2 phones.
Yeah, there's a little bit. Yeah,
there's
it's
2
very
cameras
full
at
on.
the same time talking from 2 different
Yeah, it
angles.
is. It's horrifying, to say the least. But we are going to keep it running, because this is all we've got right now. This is all we've got right now. Oh, hang on, we've got a message. Michelle Hall. Bam. Michelle Hall, our resident guest and contributor. She's welcoming us. She's welcomed to the broadcast. Recap, Dave. There's way too much going on, and I'm going to find out from our producer. She used to be the intern, but I tell you, they've given her a whole new office. They gave her a deck chair, one of those pop-up gazebos. Selena, Spain, what happened at your end of the production, Bill?
I'm just enjoying the show and actually feeling pretty relaxed after that music. The first hour.
Exciting times. Oh yeah, I was totally transported by the music, and I actually hallucinized right there backstage on the show. I felt myself pass out 2-3 times. I wasn't sure if maybe I had smoked some ayahuasca, but I don't think that was the case. But I believe some shaman was doing some mystical shit, and I just happened to be a innocent bystander. There was some sort of I was exported away from my body.
So they've requested that we transcribe your description of the post-second track, I think.
Well, it's all automatically transcribed by the algorithm, and it's all recorded there. So what we can do is, of course, take the audio bite, overlay it over the soundtrack, put a buzzy animation of a guy tripping out wearing a green hat, bearded guy tripping out wearing a green hat, flipping out in space-time. It's a thing. We're going to get the guys from Brotown to do it. We're going to pay them $30,000. They're not going to deliver it on time. There will be a lawsuit. We'll win. It'll be free, and it'll look great.
Look at Dave. Hi.
He's looking great.
Hi.
And
Hi.
Dave, you're looking great. Now we want to get viewers' opinion on the goings on. He's an oldie but a goodie, of course. It is Kiwi Bear. Brother, what's happening at your end of the production? Any updates?
Dave's going viral.
He is going viral. He has got his own paparazzi there. What's happening? It seemed to be, I don't know, they seem to be trying to cover him off with footage. How you going there, Dave? You got multi views? Come on, buddy. Dave, get reactive, or we're going to have to cut your feed, mate.
Reactive, Dave.
Just a sec. Talk to me. Talk to me.
Okay, Dave. So what's happening at your end of the production, dude? Are you quite comfortable there?
I'll get the other cat.
Crying out loud. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. His tech is what he's done is he's overloaded his modem. He thought he could balance 1,000 devices on one of those shitty Vodafone modems that they bundled out like 15 years ago. Never upgraded. Still uses 56k dial-up. And hang on, let's just see. We're going to bring him back on one of the lines. Recap. Is this line working? Okay, one of his
It's
feeds.
a first world problem.
This one. Here we go. I believe it's this one. Recap.
Yeah. Hi.
You've still got you're still watching it.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's why I'm going to keep him muted because he's a special one. You can actually watch the show in real time and hear everything that's happening backstage when he's not on camera, but he does choose to watch it. Whose mic? My mic.
Yeah.
Okay,
'Cause
check.
Mine, my volume is like half to 7.
Check. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We are live. Okay, yeah.
Mine's quiet.
Maybe I've got it on. Yeah, maybe I need to put it onto the headphones. Check. Check. 1, 2, 3. External.
Oh no, it's
microphone.
me. It's my problem.
1, 2, 3. Testing.
No, it was my problem.
1, 2, 3. We're live, everybody, and we hope you're live too. If you can hear us, let us know. Selena Spain, Michelle Hall is in the chat, and she is welcoming you in through. And that is from approximately 17 minutes past the hour of 10, and we're live tonight on we're live on the Talkback with Thane Sophia network, aren't we?
Yes. Yeah.
And we've got a website, don't we? We've got an exciting website. And guess who put it together? Sophia Mantell. Guess what? She's a web developer. Who'd have thought? And I've got the damned website. I'm going to find it by hook or by crook. It's here. Yeah. It is. Do you want to read it out? Recap, Dave, what the new website's called. Okay, this is going to go well. It is www.talkback.co.nz. Kiwi Bear Muzzer, what's happening at your end of the scenario?
First of all, fantastic website name. You could not get a better name.
Yeah, I don't know how they got that, but they got it, and we're going to get it out to you. And if you want to give us money, dineros, cash, Mula, Skrilla, what's some other words for money? Hufu. There's a new one.
Years ago, we used to say slides. I don't know why.
That's a great one. Okay, so recap, Dave is trying to call in with a multiple camera angle, and we're going to mute it. We're going to mute it, but we're going to bring him in just so that we can, be amazed in wonderment by his sort of technical acumen and his sort of, I like to call it congeniality. They call it congeniality, but I like to call it congoofiality. And we are loving him for what he's doing on the. And Tina Aroha, shout out to Tina Aroha. We appreciate you for calling in, for watch it on YouTube. You do what you do.
Yeah.
And Kiwi Bear Muzza, everything's well in your hood. Nothing's happened. No zombies have happened. People's faces aren't falling off.
No, I think it's people are going to choose and adopt this new system. So it's let out an opportunity for people to say, well, you know what? Even though I don't need to, I'm going to ask you if you're double vaxxed. And it's a bit of a troubling time if you think about the great-grandchildren. It's a bit of a troubling time. It just means that legally there are no laws. And that's a bit sad that a small shop can turn around and say, well, actually, I don't want you in my shop because you're not double vaxxed and you won't answer my question. So I feel for a lot of older people that don't have the technology to scan in and track and trace, and forced to maybe go to their doctor and pay unnecessary bills to just to say, hey, you're healthy, you don't show any signs, and here's a piece of paper to prove it. And you have to do that every 72 hours in order to live what is considered a normal life, unless you take away your freedoms and get jabbed up to 7 times. Up to 7 times.
Is it 7?
And this is what people are not communicating. Up to 7 times? Yeah. So prove me wrong, listeners. Up to 7 times, I have the evidence.
Is this boosters? What?
Yes, this will be 5. It's 2 for summer, and then your boosters will be 5 on top. So there's another 3 variants coming. Oh, who would have known? And it's going to all coincide every 4 months.
One little clarification: if someone can't operate a smartphone, or they left it at home, or left it in the car, or they can always just manually sign in. I know that's pretty minor, but yeah, you can always manually sign in. But I guess you're right where some people will be refused entry.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Well, I think what he's talking about is the vaccine passport itself, the little QR code that you have to... Yeah, I mean, this is if you're going into like a cafe or something like that, or a pool. But to be honest, Muzza, I've been to a lot of places over the weekend, and there's a lot of places that aren't even requiring these passes, to be honest. A considerable amount. But what is concerning is them saying that I don't know quite how they put it, but something along the lines of medical attention if you are not vaccinated, about some sort of you'd need to be tested before you're allowed into the hospital. I think they're actually doing that now anyway, aren't they? I mean, they've got tents outside.
Yes, I think they do have tents outside.
So you get screened before you go in. But I guess if you were vaccinated with your pass, maybe you'd be able to just go straight in. But if you're not vaccinated, then you have to go into a tent. I mean, this is kind of a bit war-y sort of feeling, isn't it? With these sort of pop-up tents and lockdowns. And it's a bit mashy, isn't it? What do you reckon, Kiwi Bear? Is it a bit mashy? Is it all a bit mashy?
Did you mute my? You mute my mic?
You're not muted right now.
Oh, you're a good man. It hasn't popped. It hasn't popped, mate, and told me.
No. Now,
cool.
What are you thinking about? Did you hear what we were saying about tents and all this sort of thing? It
is very mashy. I had the privilege to go and get something that I needed for a female, and I live out West Auckland. And did you know, after the hours of 8 p.m. Nothing is open unless you travel to the other side of Auckland, and we are spread out to South Auckland, and it closes at 11 p.m. So I made it at 10:50, and they are most definitely set up with their little white mashy tents.
Yeah.
Right. So you're saying you needed to go to one of the vaccine points or one of the
No,
testing
just a normal pharmacy out
Right.
South Auckland, and that had all the mashy tents and all the 7-foot bodyguard bouncers, and they were different. There was more. There was one guy walking out that looked like he had a hard night, but there was more people queued up at McD's, if I can say so.
Yes.
And there was no one queuing up to volunteer. So it's just one where
it's a good money-making scheme. I think if you owned a sort of an event hire company, you'd think you've done all right. Because, I mean, say if you rented out marquees, you know, I mean, usually you have to put them up and take them down at the end of the weekend. But in this instance,
fantastic.
you just put them up and they're up for 2 years and you don't even have to, you know, I mean, Jesus Christ.
Here we are having a good laugh. We've borrowed billions and billions and billions of our international organisation that we do. Not one hospital's been upgraded. Not one pharmacy is actually opened up later. Basically, 1,600 people have lost their jobs in the medical industry, and that's the low figure. And we are still under-equipped and still have to travel to Green Lane, and now even up to 8 hours to see a doctor in a hospital. So I think we're doing really, really well, considering we're invested our great-great-grandchildren's money. I think we've done well.
Thanks, Muzza. Who's trying to travel 8 hours to go see a doctor?
Well, the thing being is you'll have to sit there and wait up to 8 hours to see a doctor. That is the new rule. That's the new rule.
What, if you're not vaccinated, you mean?
That is when you walk into a hospital at this stage, there is a nice big sign that says you, unfortunately, will be waiting up to 8 hours to see a doctor. And that's to cover them.
Wait. I think it depends on what the issue is with the patient. Surely.
That's fine, but legally, wait, up to 8 hours, legally they're covered.
Because doctors do on many clinics, they do phone consults, they do video consults.
Oh, that's the best thing that's ever happened to our country, is having a phone consult by a doctor. When it's got nothing to do with a COVID, and that's the saddest things that our grandparents are actually going through right now, is being spoken to over general stuff, just being treated like they are sick, and it
is very.
I wonder
sad.
who the sick ones are.
Are you familiar with what's happening in the rest homes, Muzza?
I know that there's been abuse, but I've known that there's been abuse 5 years prior. So I'm still complaining about the things we were focusing on 5 years prior, which was people were paying $12,000 for lung funding per month for medication. You know, so what happened in the rest homes? Yeah. Okay,
so there's a lot going on there. It's a big industry, isn't it? What I've sort of heard recently about what's sort of happening is that, of course, you've got a lot of grandparents and parents sort of almost dying of a broken heart, is sort of what they say.
Yes.
Because you're only allowed 15 minutes on site with them, apparently, and if you're not vaxxed, the best you get's a bit of a wave through the window if you're lucky.
Wow.
So I guess it all depends on the location, but yeah, it does sound very, very locked down, because they are, of course, very nervous about having another cluster at one of these rest homes, because it's happened a few times, hasn't it?
Benny, sorry. Oh no, you just froze there. So yeah, we heard what you said, but your camera froze.
Yeah, so there's been a few clusters at these rest homes, hasn't there, Muzza?
Yes. And
what are your thoughts behind there? Do you think that might be a bit of a? I mean, I'm taking it at face value. You're a bit of a an inside knowledge guy. What's your angle?
There's a wise man that once said, if there was an issue with your company, you have to isolate it before it starts spreading and becomes a pandemic within your whole company.
Yeah, right.
So if there is an issue with consistency and protocol, which 5 years ago I'd be ringing up saying, yep, there most certainly is inconsistencies when it comes to rest homes. We were talking about not having enough rest homes for the baby boomers when they retire. If you do want to make some money, build some rest homes now. You can't go wrong. However, if you look around, Green Bay Golf Course is gone, rest homes there, Pine Hill. You've got Hobsonville Point rest homes being smacked out. It's out in Hillsborough, overlooking Manukau Harbour in Auckland. They've done huge extensions there, so it is a booming industry. However,
it is a boomer industry.
There is some unprofessional establishments that are just below the radar, and we've known that for quite some time.
So it's a bit of a circus sort of situation. People are being treated as resources. There's manipulation of the treatments occurring. I mean, this happens internationally.
Bruising.
It's a bit of a scheme. And it's sort of the whole scheme, from what I gather. I mean, I'm not saying all rest homes are like this. You know, there's obviously some really good ones out there. But
you pay for that. You pay
through the
do.
nose.
And you pay a lot. You pay a lot for a room, even if you don't actually ever own it, because they're going to buy it back when you die. You know, they're going to buy it back when you die. And
that's the other thing. It's not the best investment in the world.
Yeah.
Because you'll only ever get 75% back of a rest home. So it's not an investment. It's like a car. It's a liability. The best way for myself, if I was to talk financially, is there are ones that are near those establishments which are a freehold, or you own the house. They stop doing it, so you've got to look out for those. Me personally, I'd be chucking in flyers through all the letterboxes to the ones where you can actually own the house. Some they don't even allow a certain age. So if your partner's a little bit younger,
well, that's absolutely right. Look, I think you're onto something there, my guy, Kiwi Bear. That could be a great scheme. You could get some flyers made up. They could sort of say, put this in your will. Get your solicitor, give me a call when you can't I want to get a hold of that house, because that could be a great opportunity for when I die. And talking of death, adverse reactions from the vaccine. Do you know anything? I mean, let's not get too sort of wazooky on it. But has anyone's heart exploded?
Yes, confirmed. Young children had a stroke. Child had a stroke, and I'm not too sure whether they're jabbing it accidentally in a vein and tasting metallic and going to be on synthetic pills for the rest of their life. However, yes, it's been confirmed. Children are having strokes.
Oh, heavy! It is sad, and and of course there are adverse side effects that we all know is part and parcel with the sort of experimental vaccine, as it's known. So I mean, there are risks involved in administering this drug and in receiving the drug. Well, is it a drug? Is it a vaccine? It's sort of some concoction, really, isn't it?
Well, they can tweak this apparently within 24 to 72 hours. they can possibly tweak it to take on things like Omnicron, but that's look, we've had Delta, Omicron, and Alpha are the three variants.
Yeah.
That
Now,
so
I'll let you finish your point.
yeah, let's be realistic. We've already had three variants, so I will place a $200 bet that we will have another variant, not Omicron. There'll be another one before March.
Okay. Now, I believe, these names of the variants, is this Greek? Is this Greek in sort of counting or lettering or something?
Because you cannot claim religious rights on the jab trial that finishes in June next year, or will be right of renewal. I don't want to comment on whether Delta, Foxtrot, Alpha, Bravo, or whether we're now playing on Greek philosophy.
What we believe, what I understand from a reputable source,
yes,
is they actually skipped a couple of names of variants because they didn't want to offend or confuse people.
I see that. It would have exposed a little bit too much. Oh, hang on a second.
Yeah,
we've got a Foxtrot.
Yeah, well, it was actually apparently one of the Greek characters is new. So they didn't want to use that because that would be confusing for people to say, well, like, what's the new variant called?
Correct.
The new one. And the second one that they skipped is she. And that is concerning because that is the Chinese leader's name, Xi Jinping.
She.
So they've skipped Xi Jinping,
right?
Because, well, their excuse was that there were too many people with that surname, and that would be bad for those people. However, there was a different variant called Mu, and there are more Chinese people called Mu than Xi. So
I heard about Mu.
So, the variants are coming thick and fast. Yeah, they can tweak these codes, and they punch them out in, days, if not weeks. And apparently sort of 70 to 100 days, they reckon they can sort of turn these around and get them out. And it's kind of like feeding some sort of a information line into the immune system, and basically it's kind of like a bit of a date rape. It's you sort of just dripping a little bit of naughty. You're just dripping a little bit of naughty into the system, and
funny.
And it's all a bit, it's all a bit risky at that stage. So it's not your DNA, it's RNA.
Yeah, but this other one doesn't quite work. This Omicron, this Omnicron artist doesn't kind of give a shit about your positive. What do you produce when you guys become Iron Men and Iron Women? You get protein. Is it protein?
Spike proteins.
It doesn't give a shit about your spike protein. So back to the drawing board, like I said, when Delta and Alpha came out, back to the drawing board. But no. Let's borrow some billions and keep the hospitals empty and don't upgrade them. No, we won't. There's nothing to see here. That's what I love about Bomber. He just wants to get back to the pub. You got to think about the great-great-grandchildren, not be so selfish and blind. It's a trial.
Absolutely.
It's the world's most dangerous trial. And this comes from the highest educated doctors that study the AIDS virus. If you want to know the word on the street where this Omicron came from, and you don't know,
Muzza.
you should find out. And I'm not too sure if you want to know.
Inside line. Now, is this the Wuhan gain of function research, or is this a whole
this is if you track
lab
right back to where Omicron came from? It came from a person who wasn't vaxxed, who had the COVID-19, who also had HIV. And it mixed with the HIV and COVID and has come out with this new strain called Omicron. And it spread like a mother sucker.
Okay, Selena, we're going to need you to fact check this.
Yes, please.
Because we are getting pings here. And,
what is your source, Muzza?
I got 2 different sources that have confirmed, and none of them, those 2 sources don't know each other. There's nothing to do with each other.
Roger that. Okay, well, we've got, man, oh man, big show tonight, broadcasting on multi-platform. Damn, son! Look at that. Multi-platform, and, of course, on YouTube. Why don't you go sub over on YouTube? Call up. We'd love to have your opinion on the show. Joining us on tonight's show with strong opinions, hugely strong opinions around the vaccine, healthcare, mandates, and more. Kiwi Bear Moser, I tell you, this guy is a dream guest, the kind of guy that can absolutely talk for days. And Moser, it's from your angle, it's an absolute tragedy. It is a absolute power trip from the powers that be. What do you believe the final outcome truly is from all of this hysteria?
Tremazole.
Please elaborate. Elaborate there,
who's making profit right now? Right now, the mental health services should be defunded, and they should take the word health away from them, because they're pushing a synthetic product called a sleeping pill, which is endorsed beautifully by TVNZ, by the way. 2 of them. Just take my sleeping pills. These are pills that you didn't need before, that suddenly you're going to be relying on 2 of these in order to calm down your empathy and realism of this world. So
wow.
I would love to invest right now in Tremzolam, any sleeping pills, any calm, happy pills. I want shares in it.
Okay, let's elaborate on this. So you're talking about the mental health system. You're saying Tramadol, and
Tremazam, I think.
Tremazam, Zim, Bing Bam.
Yeah, Bing Bang, sleeping pills.
What are we saying? Pills. So if someone's coming in to seek help, what do they give them? They just give them sleepy pills, do they?
Yep, they say, "Oh, we know how you feel. We've felt the same way. Have you ever tried something like this? How have you felt this before?" Yes, dealing with traumatic experiences, and you get hooked on this shit.
Who says that?
Any psychotherapist that calls himself a doctor that's paid by the New Zealand government.
I don't think the psychotherapists, they can't do prescriptions though, so they'd have to...
Oh, you'll be quite surprised what a psychotherapist is authorized to do, unless you've experienced it, unless you've sat there next to someone. I'd like you to fact check, because there is less than 1,000 people minimum that get endorsed.
Oh my God, I'm having a breakdown. Just take your 5
if you want to,
every year. So I apologize.
Right. Okay. So, so you're saying the main outcome from all of this is so that they can get you on
pharmaceutical
sleeping pills.
I tell you what, if you took back the stats of were people taking flu shots 3 years ago, were people taking synthetic pills 3 years ago, Benny, and we just got the stats, and give me the stats in 1 year, how many people are religious at taking these products, are hooked on these products.
Yeah, roger that. I mean,
so I'd really like to know.
It is concerning, and I mean, I've always been concerned about the amount of pharmaceutical products that people have to take on a daily basis, and I mean, there's been a big sort of cure and a pill culture in the human race for as long as I can recall.
Oh, we're talking Louis Pasteur right through to, something that a lorazepam that will just take the edge off. When it's endorsed with such with such funding, and such openness as this is okay. What you don't get in a service that takes full control of your mind, body, and soul is you don't get the full options. You get the creams and the pills that they push. And that is what they're told to push. That is what they talk about. They're never going to say, hey, have you ever tried men's group? Have you ever tried getting out there amongst a women's gardening centre or a walking team? They don't talk like that. They talk like that after there's a problem.
Yeah. Apparently, New Zealand and America are some of the only countries in the world where they can openly advertise pharmaceutical drugs on television, and it's kind of interesting, isn't it?
Buy shares. The inside word is buy shares.
I was actually a few years ago, because I work in video production as well. A few years ago, at the beginning of this pandemic, I was actually in a broadcasting a shareholders meeting, and they were right into it, as you say, Muzza. They were talking all about the testing, this, that, and the other, all the PPE. They were saying that, yeah, this is the sort of direction to push it.
This is it. I heard about 10 years ago that it's going to be the biggest industry. It's going to overtake every other industry, is the health industry, and you can see it. You can see it coming to fruition, because the health industry isn't actually a healthy industry.
Yeah, quite right. Now, Muzza, remember when we were little, they'd always talk about the they'd always call it the antibiotic resistance superbug.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And that's sort of more of that always sort of seemed like more of a skin infection type bug. But I guess this is the superbug. And these are the mutations, really. Now, look. There's a lot of people that think these. There's a lot of. You said that you believe this Omicron variation came from a COVID HIV patient.
Mm-hmm.
Other people will say false and believe that it was all created in a lab or some sort of either a Fauci-funded trial or manipulation or something that China was working on, and it was a bit of a tit-for-tat situation. How many years down the track do you think it'll be until we get a clearer picture of what really went down, much in the way that we sort of look down at 9/11 now? And
well, the saddest part is no one's really got their heads around what was spoken prior, because they're all getting caught up on this big cartoon version of what they get told CV-19, which in actual fact was patented in no later than 2016. So how can you patent something? You must have had it in your lab prior and you've got a patent on it. That's fine. Now you're sharing it. Doesn't matter whether it gets leaked or whatnot. You've got a patent on it. You own it. That's great.
It is quite interesting how these sort of big tech and elitists seem to operate almost in the open, in a way to discredit what they're doing. Is it's just sort of quite matter of fact.
It's like if you and I were big tech and we were trillionaires, what we would do is we would create the conspiracy theorist so that our mainstream, it's not mainstream for a start, it's the corporate media would endorse it a different way, knowing, having the data and knowing the facts, this is what the common person will naturally do. I just didn't believe that they would be so convinced as a country to throw away their great-grandchildren's freedom and rights to actually walk amongst this land just to go to a pub or a concert.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't think any of us sort of... Yeah, I can understand that. I don't think any of us would have thought that we'd been put in this situation. And I think that it really did ultimately turn into a bit of a... well, not a do or die scenario, but more of like your freedom was really dangled in front of you, much like I guess a donkey with a carrot on a stick is more of a better analogy, really. We've all been, almost 90% of the population has been led in a certain direction. And as you said, to no real choice of their own.
Well, I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced it's 90. I think that that's a lie. And I'll tell you why it's a lie. If you've got 1.7, this is coming from corporate media quotes, okay, and you've got to be important in this world now in order to not only know...
Okay, so I just want to make a quick disclaimer. These views are not those of the show or of the broadcasters or producers, but of Kiwi Bear Muzza and his thoughts alone. I mean, maybe I'm sure other people share his thoughts too. I'm not going to discredit them, but just on this platform, I want to make that abundantly clear. Please continue.
Disclaimer accepted. I was watching Maori TV 72 hours ago, probably more, and their quotes was they're concerned because only 1.7 million people are using the track and trace system.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I'm just letting you know 1.7. Right. There's a bit of a feel out there that there isn't a lot of people that are using it, nor do they agree with it, which is a fantastic thing, because I don't think it's lawful. The other thing I know for a fact wasn't lawful was one person in a supermarket, because therefore you can't walk your grandma or your granddad as a grandson or grandchild into a supermarket. There's only one person, and that was proven in a high court to be illegal.
Well, there's a lot of pressures put on people by their family, isn't there? It's sort of, get vaxxed, get double vaxxed, or we'll cut you off.
Well, here we are. We're the latest that I've heard from the corporate media would be 400,000 boosters become available by the end of December. So are the statistics actually 400,000 people are playing the game, and they're just talking it up like they normally do?
But hey, have you had COVID-19 yet?
I've been going everywhere looking for it, but I can't find it.
Funny that, because I haven't had.
I've had the seasonal flu. I've had the seasonal flu, and it has been confirmed through their testings.
And there's two types of tests. You can get the long one, or you can say, excuse me, I'll just take the throat one, where they take 10 centimeters into each nostril, and it's less invasive, and it's half the size cotton bud.
I think it's
so
really
I said,
interesting. Oh, sorry, what did you say?
I asked him, is there a microchip on the end? He said, you're welcome to examine it. I said, that's fine. But the small cotton bud in the throat, yeah, go for it. And it came back as the common flu. So
very well done. So it wasn't too much of a aggressive variant at your end. Now, I haven't actually had the privilege of getting my brain tickled, nasal swab, and I'm not really looking forward to it. But I do have a bit of a confession to make. As a child, and maybe into my teenage years, I used to quite enjoy taking a teaspoon and actually sliding it into my nostril cavity with just the spoon poking out as a bit of a human blockhead stunt, a dynamic illusion. So I mean, I'm frankly, I'm one for thrusting strange objects into your nasal cavity, but I haven't been tested. I don't plan on it.
Well, if we get out some noodles and we just let them cool down and practice, and just put a noodle down your nose and lay down and just practice.
Huff it. Yeah, because what you can do is you can actually bring the noodle down the nostril and out through the the esophagus
That's
zone there, or sort of part of the phalangeal.
And that's when you're ready to be tested. And
then you can actually bring it around like that, like a bit of an accordion, and sort of the old floss,
like flossing
the
your
old
teeth,
nasal cavity, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wild stuff. Okay, well, Muzza, will you stay safe out there? Don't let the new variant
Thanks for your time.
haunt you down or your people. And I appreciate your opinions and your views. Stay safe out there. Some of us had to do it or get cut off.
Correct.
So, so it is what it is. Don't believe the hype unless it's government mandated. Then you're obliged to do it. God damn it. Okay, Muzza, thanks for your time, my guy.
Thank you. Thank you to your viewer.
And we will be bringing my co-host on, and she will be debriefed. And
yes,
maybe next time you come on, if you can change your avatar, it does scare the kids, and it did scare a few viewers off. They thought that there was a maniac, a crackhead ranting on the show. I can assure you, it's a persona. Not all of it, but the faces. The face image. Ooh, should we leave it at that? Any final thoughts, man? I don't want to discredit your validation.
Apology letter to the show's lawyer about my image.
Yeah, we've got one of those QCs, and they're costing us a fortune. We've got legal bills right up the wazoo, and
I'm on my last warning. You don't need to remind me. But yeah, great lawyer, by the way. Great sponsors, and I'll let you get back to Selena. Thank you very much, host.
Okay, mate. I hope you signed the affidavit. We appreciate you for coming through. Just going to bring Selena Spain back on. Selena Spain, how was that? Bit of a lot to take in, a lot of knowledge that he was sort of offloading, wasn't he?
Well, listening to Muzza, it's very challenging, but I appreciate where he's coming from, and he teaches me how to be a better listener instead of just I'm going to fly off the handle and I disagree. But I don't disagree with everything he's saying. But yeah, I just appreciate that he is teaching something, and everyone can teach something.
Absolutely. There's always going to be, that's the thing. It's definitely as most conversations are, they come from two different points of view, and each viewpoint is relevant. It is important to understand both points of view, and then being able to make an informed decision for your situation, your personalized situation. So
Yeah,
to each their own. I mean, no one's being held down and force the damned thing. Look, I get what he's saying about a lot of the injustices and pains and things. I mean, we've never been through anything like this as a human race, and the closest it is to sort of a war-like setting. It is very mashy. I used to love MASH. I want a chopper ride. Selena Spain, what's your opinion?
Oh yeah, just the only objection I have to those strong opinions and I don't know if they're not complaints. They're just strong views. So what I just get to the point here is being humans. What we're born to do really is adapt. And if we just realize how adaptable we are, then we just have to. We can't worry about where this came from because it's history. We have to deal with now. We have to deal with now and move into the future. And the only way we can do that is just adapt and change.
Yeah, okay, well, that's your opinion, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, Selena. And what a brilliant time we've all had here. Hey, everyone's opinion's different. Everyone's can have their say. That's open line talkback. What am I to fuck it? Who am I to tell someone what to think? Anyway, thanks for coming on the show. And you've been, again, talking a whole world of smack with your brother, Benny Mack.